Alright, time for another extremely stupid challenge, and this is trying to win with a level 3 dirty rat. And maybe your first thought is, hang on a second, there is no dirty rat achievement, and you would be right. So for the purposes of this challenge, I decided that all that was required was to win with a level 3 dirty rat in my team during the final battle. And there are actually a couple of ways to achieve this. And I tried quite a few different runs and eventually settled on probably the easiest option because it was driving me crazy. It seems like every challenge is like that these days, but we keep going regardless. So one thing you could do is you could simply hope that an opposing team has a rat and that you have a high-level flying fish on your team. And then when the dirty rat gets summoned, the flying fish will level it up. However, if you also need that to be during the final battle, the odds of that happening are astronomically low anyway, because no one plays rat, or very few people play it. So the way to achieve that without requiring your opponent to have a rat is to have a falcon. And Falcon is one of the most interesting new units. However, it's really not very good. I don't think so anyway, at least in my opinion. And here you can see we do find the rat. In fact, I roll another double rat and I just pass it up. And part of the reason for that is that I was playing a lot of games where I would hard roll for rat on turn 3. And then if I didn't get it, if I did get it, I would just pump it full of stats. However, because its ability is so bad, you would quite often lose games early, and then you'd be on the back foot for so long that inevitably, you would just lose. And the fact that Falcon is also bad, it's hard enough in customs at the moment without having to carry 2 units that are that are both really poor. And I actually originally wanted to have Falcon, Flying Fish, and Rat. And it was just far too much in the early turns, hoping to get all those things. So instead, what we're doing here is we're building up a Tamarin, and the Tamarin is actually going to be sold onto a rat, I think, if I remember rightly. There were quite a lot of runs where I tried Clownfish and trying to just level up the all the pets organically, but you need so many level ups. So instead, what I had to resort to was having the buffalo carry, and then everything else was going to be secondary. And then in the final battle, I would be able to put the rat up front and the falcon behind it. So at the moment, on turn 8, we actually have absolutely none of the units that we need, except for the buffalo, because the buffalo is obviously going to have to stay. But here is the rat, and I can't remember if I go for the level 3 Tamarin or if I just take it now. You can see I'm thinking about it. I've changed my mind. Yeah, we do get the falcon here though, and I think the difference with the falcon is that actually it doesn't have to be a high level, because the dirty rat, the rat is going to spawn with 1/1 stats on the opposing team, unless they have a turkey or a German Shepherd or something. So all it has to do is be able to survive a 1/1 attack in order to summon one. However, if we don't have the flying fish, or actually technically you can use alpaca as well, although it's much more difficult. If we don't have the flying fish, then the falcon itself has to be level 3. And that will result in the dirty rat instantly being level 3 as soon as the falcon knocks it out. So here I get alpaca as well, and not surprising that if we absolutely need something to be level 3, alpaca is the quickest way to do it. And I actually had quite a lot of runs where the falcon was level 3, but the rest of the team just wasn't strong enough, and that's really why the buffalo was required here. So level alpaca, and now we need to vacate a slot for oyster and for for other buy sells, and we can use the crow to level up the falcon. We're actually going to fill the whole shop with pets here, which is something that doesn't happen that often. And now we're looking for dirty rat, and here I reset the triggers on the alpaca, and then we'll just take stego to round out the team, give us a good chance of winning. You can see here we're on turn 11, 7 wins. So normally at this point I would be hanging on lethal, but the fact that we got the level 2 blobfish straight away from the stoat cell pilled onto the buffalo, it's so strong. You're very, very unlikely to lose, even if you're because a lot of those early turns you can't really go against the meta busting combos until much later. So oyster gives us a huge amount of gold to help look for the rat. I should just buy the melon there on the buffalo, but I also don't want to win too quickly here. And there's the rat, so that works out great. And I take the cat as well, and so we're gonna level we're gonna buff the rat up and then use the cat to quickly boost the stats on the falcon. And so obviously with rat, the problem is you need to be big enough in order to kill the first unit and summon the dirty rat. So here you can see what happens. We summon the 6/6 level 2 dirty rat. And actually, maybe, I'm not sure in the olden days because rat's ability has changed quite a few times. I think in way back, a level 3 rat might have actually spawned a level 3 dirty rat. I'm not sure. But if you have a level 3 rat nowadays, it spawns 3 level 1 rats. So now you can see I'm on 9 and I'm maneuvering to what's the best sequence here. I need to have the rat at the front in order to have a chance of if the buffalo's at the front, there's a chance we could win without the rat having to attack. And actually we get matched with a summon team with skunk, and I think this is potentially going to be a loss, is it? But you can see the kind of thing that happens. Like, rat is such a bad unit. I mean, I like it, but in gameplay wise, there's a reason people don't play it. And here we actually copy the anteater as well, and an ant. However, the level 2 secretary bird is making the turkey so huge, and we actually lose to that team. I mean, it just shows you like how there's some pets that kind of fly under the radar and how strong they are, and slug is one of them for sure. So here we go. We got the the melon and the lemon, and of course we get matched with a swordfish tiger team that instant kills the buffalo. So that's the end of that heart. And at this point, I was thinking, I can't believe in a game where I had level 2 buffalo on turn 5 that I'm going to lose because rat is just that bad. So here I decided to just use the alpaca triggers, buy melon directly, use the cow to buff the rat up a bit more. We get an oyster, which means I can look for something better. I could have maybe frozen the walrus here, but I really don't like when the walrus gets sniped at the start of turn and then the melon or the lemon gets overwritten by the peanut. So I left it out, and I think in the end here I'm going to have to settle for stego. I think I just freeze it, and I'm looking for something better, but it's just not coming. We're getting an inordinate number of buffalo in the shop. There's not really anything worth leveling up with the chocolate because the buffalo is already 50-50. And we're just going to take the zebra for some buffs, and they both land on the alpaca, which is not necessarily a bad thing because it's guaranteed to get the stego buff. So turn 15, we need a level 3 dirty rat. So also the falcon can't get sniped, and we get matched with another slug turkey team. But actually, this is a really strange team where they have a level 3 muskox, but they seem like they hadn't pilled anything in front of it. So there's the dirty rat. There's no ping for the achievement noise, of course. We copy the wolf. And the lemon is just going to take care of business here because we're going to copy another wolf. Although there's no space for all the pigs, it's going to be an easy win with the 50-50 buffalo still in reserve. So I'll now show some clips from some of the other runs so you can see some of the alternate builds and some of the anguish when they failed. So here we go on turn 12, lethal, but we've got the full setup of rat, falcon, clownfish, and flying fish. So what will happen is the falcon will copy the level 2 dirty rat, and then the flying fish will level it up, and then the clownfish will give it buffs. So here I put lionfish in with a 1-up, and we get matched with opposing lionfish, but of course, yeah, this team, stats-wise, we just can't compete, but you can see what happens. And when I first tried it, I wasn't sure if maybe there was a slim chance that the achievement pop-up would appear, but obviously it doesn't work in battle. So here's another one where I've only got the rat, and I've got a level 3 bat. And this was quite amusing to me because I had never seen this interaction before, where the door head ant kills the rat and then gets a second trigger for free because of the dirty rat. Yeah, there's a reason no one plays it. And finally, we've got another clip here where I actually got to turn 11 and I had the level 3 husky, but really at this point in the scaling, the team scaling is not up to snuff. And so although we have the flying fish, the falcon, and the rat, and we are getting plus 12 from the husky, we get matched with this 55 swordfish tiger on turn 11, and it's almost a draw, but I was kind of baffled by that, but I posted it in the Discord, and very smart individual responded that it was probably a wasp that was transferred onto the swordfish to make that possible. But definitely not something you see every day.